When it comes to Instagram, you might wonder what the purpose of hashtags is. And it's not just there for no good reason. It actually serves a very important purpose. Hashtags is what makes our content searchable. It is the way that people are going to find us so that they can in fact book us. So if you want to know how to use hashtags to actually get bookings, make sure you listen to these 5 tips. Tip number 1, when it comes to hashtag, use niche hashtags. These are what people are going to be able to use to actually find you, and not just any people, but the right people. So niche hashtags are things that you think somebody might go to the search bar of Instagram and look for to find a photographer. So maybe they'll put in Illinois wedding photographer, or Chicago wedding photographer, or Chicago, Illinois wedding photographer. I want you to think about your ideal client and imagine them typing in whatever into that search bar, what they're going to be looking for a certain type of photography. Maybe you do newborn photography. And so I want you to make sure that you're including a lot of niche hashtags. Yes, even though these aren't going to get you a ton of followers or maybe not a bunch of engagement on your posts, it's going to get you the right followers and the right engagement that's actually going to get you bookings. Tip number 2 is to use all 30 hashtags. Instagram gives us this magical number of 30 when it comes to hashtags. And what I want you to do is use all 30 of them. You can put them in the comment or put them in your caption. It really doesn't matter. But either way, use 30. But I want you to use 30 that are actually relevant to the thing that you're posting. So for example, if I post a picture of a newborn baby that I just photographed, even though I am also a wedding photographer, I will not be putting hashtag wedding photographer or wedding photography or anything like that into my list of hashtags to use. Because what that's gonna do is Instagram, when it's analyzing my content with its magical algorithm, is going to see that it actually doesn't have anything to do with my post, and it's gonna penalize me for that. Because Instagram is trying to crack down on all of these spam accounts. And so therefore, one of the ways that it looks at spam accounts is by seeing if they're trying to use hashtags to get seen instead of hashtags that are relevant to the content they're posting. Tip number 3 is to keep your ideal client in mind. That person that you are trying to reach by posting on Instagram isn't other photographers. The people that you're trying to reach is the people who are going to book you as a photographer. So I want you to remember that. And after you use those niche hashtags of your location and your type of photography, I want you to think about your ideal client, and I want you to remember, what is it that they're going to be looking at on Instagram? What are they going to be looking? Maybe they're gonna put hashtag wedding inspiration, or hashtag newborn photos, or hashtag, wedding colors, or something like that. Those are the things that they're going to be looking at. And so if you photograph a wedding that has a really beautiful color scheme, that's really unique, and you would love to shoot more weddings with that color scheme, maybe put hashtag wedding colors or something like that, so that when your ideal client is searching that and they see your work, then they'll be able to find you, follow you, and ultimately book you. Tip number 4 is variety. So another thing that Instagram doesn't really like is if we use the same hashtags all the time. So I have about 8 or 9 niche hashtags per post, and then after that, I'm going to have different groupings. I'm gonna have a grouping that might have to do with weddings, and a grouping that has to do with newborns, or let's say that you do all weddings. You still wanna have 3 to 4 different groupings of hashtags that you rotate on your posts so that Instagram doesn't think you're a spam account. The very last tip is vendor hashtags. So I want you to research all of the local vendors around you, specifically the ones that you really want to work with. And I want you to see if they have a niche hashtag, something like that goes with their particular shop or their venue or their bridal boutique or something like that that they use. For example, there is a local bridal boutique who has a niche hashtag for their store. And so I know that if I search that niche hashtag, I can go and find a bunch of brides who just got engaged. And also, I can use that niche hashtag so that when all of these real brides use this hashtag, they can go search and find me there as well. All right, so now that you know exactly how to use hashtags to get bookings and to attract the right people to your page, I want you to practice. I want you to take what you learned in this video, and I'm gonna have you write out some hashtags in the comments below that you think are applicable to this video and who I'm trying to reach.
Action.
Okay. All right. Focus. Número uno.
That was Spanish.
Yes.
Wow. Ariel, everybody. Multilingual.
Tip number 4 is
To spit all over the set. Is that the tip?
yes. Let's see. Venues, or yeah, let me redo that. Blah, 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 blah.